Today, I am very pleased to have as my guests on the show, Sean Quigley and Kimberly Bain from the KFL&A Children and Youth Services Planning Committee to talk about the important work that their group does and about a grant that by working with the Community Foundation was able to provide that will benefit many, many agencies in our area. So I will start, I should say, Sean is the chair of the committee and Kimberly is the facilitator of the network. So very pleased to have you on the show today. And Kimberly, why don't we start off with you and tell us a little bit about the CYSPC as it's called.
Right. Well, we use the acronym CYSPC. It's Children and Youth Services Planning Committee. It's a bit of a mouthful. The committee has been around for more than 20 years. We have about 50 members. And the members are agencies that directly serve children, youth, and families in Kingston, Frontenac counties, and Livingston. And we have agencies of all sizes, small agencies like Big Brothers and Big Sisters of Kingston Area, to large agencies like Anguinata and Maltby Centre, rural agencies like Rural Frontenac Community Services, and institutional agencies like Kids Inclusive, that's down at Hotel Dieu, and community agencies like Extend a Family and like Youth Diversion that Sean is with. So all types of agencies. The one thing that brings us all together is we are a group of agencies that directly serve children, youth, and families in our area. And it really does help to have these groups come together once a month to share ideas, to share resources, to share what's happening in their communities, to share successes, to share the things that may not be complete successes and to learn from them. It just provides an opportunity for agencies of all sizes to be able to leverage the expertise and knowledge from each other so that we can all serve the clients better.
Wonderful. And Sean, you're chair of this committee, but also in your day job, executive director of Youth Diversion Program here in town. So you have different perspectives. We know that the COVID-19 pandemic has impacted significantly everybody in all sectors. Can you give us a sense of what it's meant to those frontline agencies like yours and like the many other members of the CYSPC who are working hard to deliver services to families and children?
Sure. I think the main thing that we've been experiencing over the past couple of months is being in the human helping industry, human helping field. One of the key ingredients is being able to be face to face with the folks that need your support. There's so many messages and communication styles that get lost when you're doing Zoom or talking on the phone or through text or other ways that agencies have pivoted to support their clients. So this has taken a real huge toll on frontline staff, folks that give their time daily to be out in the community and to see their clients and to support their clients. Not even to be able to put to take their client to an appointment over the last couple of months has had a huge impact on frontline staff, really feeling like that they are not being able to do the good work that they normally do. And at the same time, pivoting in a way that trying to provide that support for all the children, youth, and families in our community in a way that still addresses their needs as much as possible. I know that our staff have gone beyond the expectations to try to engage children, youth, and families, and we're no different than all the other community agencies that are doing the same thing.
As the Community Foundation, we are a funding organization, obviously not a service provider, but we've joined the CYSPC membership just to have our an understanding of what's going on. And let me just comment to all the viewers and you that I've just been incredibly impressed by the level of collaboration that we see. I think our community is very lucky to have these really strong connections and working together, and it was because of that I think that the idea came for this grant that, we were very pleased to be able to provide you. So with a relatively modest investment, we were pleased to provide a grant of $5,000 to the CYSPC to benefit your membership. So Kimberly, maybe can I get you to maybe introduce what that grant is and how it's going to benefit the member agencies and therefore the community at large?
Sure. Well, you can imagine with over 50 agencies, we have a lot of groups out there that are at the point now where they are trying to figure out how to transition to more services, to more face-to-face services, how to transition staff back into a more regular routine. But at the same time, trying to figure out in this new world we are living in, what kinds of changes need to happen. And as Sean used the word pivot, like how to pivot and how to pivot really quickly and often. And so, trying to figure that out, if every agency in Kingston needed to bring in some expert resources to help them with that, you can imagine what that would cost our community on a whole with 50 agencies. If everybody, even though we only spent $2,000 or $3,000, that's a lot of money. So what we were able to do is collaborate to determine what does everybody need. And then with your help at the Community Foundation, we were able to put together a package so that it was one funded resource that all of our agencies could access. And we did it in a way so that, talk about leverage, right? The $5,000, and we are leveraging that expertise for all 50 agencies. And that's really kind of what our collaborative does. We look at what are the needs out there, pocket needs, but also community needs in general, and how can we together leverage much more for our community and for our clients. And there's been some studies that the different Ontario agencies have done, the Wellesley Institute in Toronto and a couple of others, and they have concluded that the services in Kingston are more integrated than in most communities across Ontario. And a lot of that's, I think, down to just the work that everybody does to keep that collaboration going. If a client walks into an office because maybe their neighbor or their sister-in-law or their brother recommended that they go and seek some help and they suggested this office, if they walk into that office in Kingston and that office isn't the exact place for them to get that help, I can guarantee that the person that they meet will probably pick up the phone because they know the other agencies, they know the other people in Kingston, and they will be able to give them a warm handoff to the services they need. It doesn't happen in every community in Kingston or in Ontario, unfortunately. So we're really lucky here to have that kind of collaborative atmosphere.
Can you tell us a little bit about how exactly this project will be delivered and rolled out?
Sure. Well, because of the generosity of the Community Foundation, we were able to set up a contract with Resolve Counselling Services of Canada, which is a local, actually CYSPC member here in our community. And they have some very specific resources which they're going to provide us, and to offer some webinar support services for frontline workers to help them in their transition, in this transition time, to support their well-being, so that as they say in airplanes, you have to put on your own mask first, your oxygen mask. So we need to provide that support for our own staff so that they can provide the best support to clients. And it's going to be a webinar series that will be recorded so people can look at it later, as well as a curated small wellness library that all of our frontline staff can access. And also there'll be some consulting services directly to the executive directors and managers who are trying to plan out this transition time, just to provide them with a little bit of that expert support that they may need, either in small groups or one-on-one. So it really is going to be a great resource for all of our children and youth servicing agencies across the area.
Yeah, I think we're lucky indeed. So thank you both so much for the important work that you do, and for more information, people can go to our website, www.cfka.org, and we have a little write-up about this project and then a link to the CYSPC website, which has a lot of wonderful resources and the list of all the 50 member agencies. So that's wonderful. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you.
Thanks, Tina.